With Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon being right around the corner, it's very fun to speculate what kind of things we could be seeing in the final games. One of those things is of course the storyline, and as we already know, the storyline for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is very different from that of Pokemon Sun and Moon, in the way that obviously we've got the Ultra Recon Squad, we got new Ultra Beasts, we got everything like that. And so, with that being said, I have made a complete prediction for the whole of the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon storyline. Of course, this being a prediction and us not knowing loads about the new games, a lot of this could be wrong, but of course this is just literally what things I've based off the trailer, things that from the old Sun and Moon games, and of course just things that I would love to see in the games as well. Of course though, this is all my own opinion, but like I say, it did take me a very long time to make this whole prediction, so if you guys do enjoy the video, please do show some love to that like button down below. I would really appreciate it. Also, don't hesitate to drop a comment down below about the video if you did find it interesting or not. And of course, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date, and follow my Twitter to hear updates about the channel. Both those links can be found in the description down below. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you guys enjoy. Right, so let's begin with this prediction. So as we all know, Pokemon Sun and Moon had one of the biggest openings that we've ever seen, and it is obviously with Lily running through the Aether Foundation with Cosmog, everything like that. And now in Ultra Sun and Moon, with my prediction, I believe that she's still going to be running through the Aether Foundation with Cosmog, but instead getting stopped by the Aether people, you actually get stopped by the Ultra Recon Squad, which was actually something we saw in the trailer. So this is what I'm basing that off. So this is kind of more, you know, a lot more evidence behind this actually happening. And then of course Cosmog teleports Lily's out, and that's kind of, you know, the intro, and it's just, you know, with then the logo comes off, everything like that, and then it goes off onto our actual character, and we start off the same, we move from Kanto and everything like that. I was gonna say that we move from a different region, but I do believe we are going to be going back to Kanto at some point in this game, and so I decided to stick with Kanto being where we actually come from. We then go through the game at the start just like normal, but then you actually get attacked by a wild Pokemon, and the starters rush over, and that's when you choose your starter. So that's similar to previous games, such as like Auras when you're helping out Professor Birch and you need to select a Pokemon to save him, that kind of thing. And so they all come to your rescue, you choose your starter, you battle the Yungoos that attacks you, and that's how you choose your starter. And then I guess Professor Kukui just gives it you or something like that. After this, Lily, Hao, and the Professor all run over to you and choose the other two starter Pokemon. So in this game, in my opinion, I think Lily is going to be a rival, and she's going to choose her starter at the start with you and Hao. Hao, however, is going to choose the starter that is weak to your Pokemon, and Lily is going to choose the starter Pokemon that is strong against your Pokemon. You then walk to the festival with everyone, you battle Hao, but Lily doesn't want to battle you yet, because she doesn't feel like she's strong enough, and she doesn't want to see a Pokemon get hurt and everything like that. Plus, she's still taking care of Cosmog at this point, but she doesn't actually have Cosmog in her team, she's just kind of keeping Cosmog safe. You then obtain the Black Z-Ring and set off on your island challenge, so that's kind of the start of the game. You then go through the first island, you face off against the trainer school, everything like that, and you take on the Captain Lima's trial, similar to as you do in obviously Pokemon Sun and Moon. This part of the trailer, however, shows you in the same sort of cave, so you most likely will be taking on Yungoos and Gumshoos in Pokemon Sun, and Alolan Rattata and Raticate in Pokemon Moon. This is also your first encounter with the Ultra Recon Squad too. As you can see in this image from a trailer, it has the background of the first trial. So that instead of obviously seeing Team Skull in the first trial as you usually do, you actually see the Ultra Recon Squad. You battle them, but they don't have Ultra Beasts yet. They just have like little Pokemon that they're just easy to beat. This is just kind of like the introduction of them, just to see what they're about and stuff. You then beat the trial, get the Z Crystal, and move on to the Melemele Meadow and help Lily get Cosmog, because in Pokemon Sun and Moon, Lily loses Cosmog because it goes out the bag, everything like that. This is where she starts the battle for the first time and gets more confident as a trainer as you take part in a double battle along the way with her on your team. So obviously you just go up against random trainers on the way to get Cosmog, and that's where she starts fighting with a Pokemon, and she gets more, you know, she gets more confident and she becomes a stronger trainer. You then find Cosmog and continue on to the Grand Trial. You take on Harla. However, this time his team is a Machop, Crabrawler, and Meditite instead of obviously the Mankey and everything like that. You defeat Harla, get the Fighting Z-Ring and the Taurus Ridepager, and carry on to the next island. So now we're coming up to Akala Island. You find yourself in Heya City on Akala Island. You meet Olivia and Mallow and everybody there as you do in Pokemon Soon, and endure a long cutscene because, let's be honest, that's what we're going to be expecting after Pokemon Sun and Moon. After this, you carry on. However, you don't meet Dexio and Cena as you won't be collecting the Zygarde cells in this game. So they aren't in this game. Zygarde's not a main thing about Sun and Moon. It's all about Necrozma and stuff. Of course, we will get on later. We will get onto that later on in the video. You then reach Panolia Town and take on Hao, just like you can see in this trailer. He has the second evolution of the starter weak to yours, so if you obviously choose Rowlet, he'll obviously have Poplio and stuff like that, but obviously it's the starter, it's the second stage of that evolution. He also has a Mareep, which is obviously going to be a new Pokemon to Ultra Sun and Moon, because we didn't have them in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and a Zorua and also a Larvitar, because they are also Pokemon that you couldn't find in Sun and Moon, but you can find them in this game. He has 4 Pokemon because of this screenshot in the trailer. You can see that he has 4 Pokeballs in the top right, which means obviously he does have 4 Pokemon, and those are the Pokemon that I believe, something similar to that. He doesn't have the Pikachu in this game, he actually has a Mareep instead, just to kind of like push you to the fact that obviously these new Pokemon are in Ultra Sun and Moon. You then carry on to the Mallow Ranch and get the Stoutland Ride feature. You keep following the island until you come across Lily, where you usually find Gladion in Sun and Moon. She says she wants to be as strong as you, Hao, and her brother. You battle her and defeat her and learn about Gladion. She doesn't use Cosmog in battle, as I said earlier, she just wants to protect it. She has the starter stronger against yours though, and also a Dedenne. A Dedenne is also another Pokemon that wasn't in Sun and Moon, but is in Ultra Sun and Moon. You then carry on to Brooklet Hill and defeat Wishiwashi and also get access to the Lapras Ride feature. Keep going to Route 7 and the Royal Avenue. You take on the Masked Royale, Hao and Lily here, as you haven't met Gladion yet, which obviously appears in the battle in Pokemon Sun and Moon. You then go to the Weller Volcano and take on the Totem Marowak as seen in this image here from the trailer, because it isn't a Totem Salazzle anymore. As we saw in the trailer, it's Totem Marowak this time. Next up is Route 8, where you meet Gladion instead of Colrus, who battles you, and you finally go up against his type North. So this is the first encounter with Gladion in my prediction for Ultra Sun and Moon. You then go on to the Lush Jungle and take on the Totem Lurantis. However, the trial is different. You have to water all of the Sudowoodo, which is a throwback to Gold and Silver, instead of getting all the food for the recipe, because in this trailer we did see a screenshot of Sudowoodos being in the Lush Jungle, and it's just a kind of nice throwback, because obviously in Gold and Silver you had to water the Sudowoodo to stop it from blocking the path, and in this one it is the exact same. So they're all like blocking different parts of the trial that you have to get to. Maybe you have to collect something and you have to water all the Sudowoodo to let you go through, instead of just obviously finding the food for the recipe. After the trial you meet up with Lily and go to Diglett Tunnel. However, when you're there an earthquake actually occurs and it separates you and Lily and Cosmog. Cosmog is stuck with you though, and then the Ultra Recon Squad appear and battle you again as seen in this part of the trailer, because we can obviously see Cosmog trying to get your attention and everything like that, and obviously the Ultra Recon Squad battling you. So that's what I've kind of gathered from that part of the trailer. After defeating them, you find a different passage out, meet up with Lily and reunite her with the Cosmog. Next up you battle Olivia, who has a Dusk Lycanroc, a Pupitar and a Boldor. After this you get the Mantine Ride feature and can start doing the mini games throughout the different islands, which we saw in one of the trailers, which I'm really looking forward to, by the way. Next up we go to the Aether Paradise. So you are then taken to the Aether Paradise and learn about Ultra Beasts from Lusamine, the Ultra Recon Squad, who are trying to open up a gateway to the Ultra Beasts by creating wormholes by using Necrozma's energy, and of course fight a Nihilego. It might be a Nihilego, it might be a different Ultra Beast. We did see this scene in a trailer, but we didn't see Nihilego appear, so it might be a different Ultra Beast. It most likely will be, but I'm not sure obviously what I could expect for a different Ultra Beast, so I just said Nihilego here, but this could definitely be a different Ultra Beast at this point. Anyway, next up is Ula'ula Island. After making your way here, you battle with Hao, who has the second stage starter Pokemon who is weak to yours, a Flatfeet, a Zorua, and a Larvitar. You then do everything in Melee City, such as obviously meet the Professor, do the library with Lily, everything like that. That's just kind of like something that doesn't really need to change. Next up is Sophola's Trial. However, this time the power doesn't go out. You actually have to use a Togedemaru to help calm down a bunch of Charjabug who are causing chaos. He then shows you his Vikavolt robot, who attracts a real Vikavolt, who is the Totem Pokemon. And of course, we've seen these two things happen in the actual trailers for the Ultra Sun and Moon games. We see the Charjabugs with the Togedemaru, then we also see the like the Vikavolt robot as well that he's obviously created. You then go back to Melee Garden, where you meet Guzma, who tells you about how Team Skull had disbanded. You fight him, but he doesn't really have much of a story in this game. He's just kind of still a main character. He's not a main character, but he's still in the games, but he doesn't really have a huge like connection with Team Skull. He's kind of just there trying to rebuild Team Skull, but they're disbanded. That's kind of the main thing. You then go to the Blush Mountain, get the Mudsdale Ride feature, carry on to Tapu Village, and take on the Mimikyu trial. However, the Totem boss in Mimikyu's new form, because obviously we saw I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she's kind of like screaming at the door saying like to not get out or something like that. And that's actually going to be Mimikyu's new form. So that's what you actually fight in this trial. You then go to Po Town, but it's all cordoned off and it's a ghost town, but you battle Lily again here. You then take on the Ula'ula Grand Trial, and after this, Gladion meets you and Lily and says you need to go back to Aether Paradise as you learn that Lusamine has been secretly working with the Ultra Recon squad. The three of you go there and you learn that Necrozma is trying to steal the light in order to power up and create its true form. Lusamine and a bunch of Aether Paradise goons then inform you about the tests they are doing to try and create Ultra wormholes in a place known as the Ultra Megalopolis, which of course we saw in the trailer, in order to stop Necrozma by summoning Ultra Beasts. But then the Ultra Recon squad have already left the Ultra Megalopolis. However, you are taken there and are shown everything they are doing and also the history of Necrozma. So in that scene in the trailer where you're kind of running through to like that big beam of light thing, that's this part of my story that's obviously in the trailer. And you then continue with your island challenge, because that's all you really need to know. You kind of learn about everything, then you continue on with your island challenge. So you don't realize that they're like evil at this point. And then you go to the Seafolk village where you meet up with Mina, who tells you to go through Pony Island and meet up with Hapu to take her on. You travel through the island and do so, and then you battle her. You then go to Executor Island in order to get the Sun or Moon Flute in order to evolve Cosmog. And you then carry on and take on a Tyranitar, who is the new totem Pokemon instead of the Komowo, which I think would be pretty cool, because obviously Tyranitar is one of the Pokemon that is new to Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon. After this, you go to the Altar of the Sun or the Altar of the Moon, and a cutscene happens showing that the Ultra Recon squad successfully create a wormhole to Ultra Space. After this, Cosmog evolves into Solgaleo or Lunala depending on your game. Knowing that the Ultra Recon squad are creating these wormholes though, Necrozma then appears before you and Lily and battles with your Lunala or Solgaleo, as we've seen in the trailer, where like there's like the smoke in the cloud that like kind of like they clash and stuff like that, and they just have like a massive battle. And after the battle, it creates your legendary's new form, either the Mane of Dusk or the Wings of Dawn, in order to gain more power. So Necrozma's actually taken over your legendary, and basically you're not like on the same team here. You kind of are on the same team here with Necrozma. You've got the same objective, which is to stop the Ultra Recon squad from creating these wormholes to bring all the Ultra Beasts through. But you're still not like you're not like allies. You kind of just got the same objective kind of thing. So then after this, Gladion appears and explains that he has found out that the Ultra Recon squad are actually creating the wormhole so they can capture all of the Ultra Beasts in order to take over the world, and that you need to travel to the different Ultra Beast worlds and stop them. So you then go through the Ultra wormholes to try and find the Recon squad. You travel to each world with the mini game, which we've seen in the trailers, where you kind of go through like the hoops and everything like that, finding the Ultra Beasts until you come across one of the members. So there's a couple of members scattered through these Ultra wormholes, and you kind of got to go find them to stop them and be able to close the Ultra wormholes. So you obviously come across one of the members, you defeat them and keep searching until you find another who has a team of Ultra Beasts. So he has a full team of 6 Ultra Beasts. So that could be like Buzzwole, Pheromone. So it depends on kind of like what game you're playing, which obviously Ultra Beasts are, you know, version exclusive to either Pokemon Ultra Sun or Pokemon Ultra Moon. But you battle him with your legendary and then you obviously defeat him. After this, your legendary reverts back to its normal form and Necrozma steals the light energy and creates his pure form, which is the thing that you see on the box arts. So after like defeating the Ultra Beast, you then have to fight Necrozma in its pure form, and it's really powerful, everything like that, and it's why it's stealing like the light and stuff like that. But you then defeat it, but you can't catch it at this point. You catch it later on as like a post-game kind of thing. After this, you then go to Mount Lanakila to take on the Elite Four. Hao is waiting for you before you enter though and battles you, and you then take on the Elite Four and beat the game. So that's kind of like the whole game, and after this obviously has a post game. We'll get onto that in a second, but yeah, that's kind of like the main prediction for the story game. I've probably missed out like loads of stuff. I've probably got a load of stuff wrong. Like I said, this did take me a while, and it's very difficult to get everything involved. I'm sure that I have missed some stuff, and I'm sure you guys will let me know about that. But I think it's kind of plausible. It's not like the best prediction, but I'm quite happy with how it came out. Anyway, we then move on to the post game. So the post game starts off with you being told that the Ultra Beasts have started appearing in Kanto. So some of the Ultra wormholes are still, you know, out there, and you need to kind of go close them down. But in order to do that, you have to travel to Kanto, which is why I've got the character still being like from Kanto instead of a different region. So you go back to Kanto, and whilst you're in Kanto, you basically can, you know, take on all the gyms and capture all of the Ultra Beasts in Kanto, and you also meet characters such as like Red, Blue, Professor Oak, and Bill, and all of that. And of course, we did see like the Lieutenant Surge's gym kind of thing. So that's where I'm kind of getting the post-game thing from for the Kanto. But that's pretty much everything for the post-game as well. Like, there's not much load to say about that. You just go through the Kanto, you catch Ultra Beasts, you beat the gyms, and that's that. I mean, you may be able to take on the Elite Four in Kanto. I think that'd be really cool. We find Red and everything. It'd be awesome if we could fight Red again in these games. But that is pretty much everything for this prediction. So I don't know if you guys enjoyed the prediction or not. I hope you did. Like I say, I put a lot of effort into this, and I do hope that, you know, I hope that a couple of things come out right. I mean, this prediction is all based on like Lily being a rival, obviously the Ultra Recon squad being like the evil team, everything like that. So of course I could get everything wrong. It's just a fun little video to try and get like the predictions out there and see if I do get anything right in when the actual games do come out. But with that, it does wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it as much as I did making it. If you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And like I said at the start of the video, I would also love to hear your guys' opinions too on this subject. So be sure to leave them in the comment section below. So if you like my predictions, if you got anything else to add, if I missed anything out, if you wanted to add anything in, let me know in the comment section below, guys, and we can try and create a really cool prediction for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I do, however, have a couple top 5s coming onto your screen in a second, so be sure to give them a watch if you do have the time, and also subscribe if you do like my content. That is everything from me though, so thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video.